I'm glad that I didn't raise that money, even though I probably would have done tremendously well with it. Because I'm a firm believer that before you start playing with other people's capitals, you need to have some direct experience in the business. You need to have some skin in the game. It was like August 2008. I got brought into JP Morgan, and then they started cutting people from my department. And it was, like I felt relieved. I got called into my boss's office, and they were very apologetic. They were like, "Oh, Daniil, we're so sorry. You've done good work here." I'm like, "I probably didn't do good work here." But they were like, "Oh, we got to let you go." And I was like, "Listen, it's all good. How much severance am I getting? You guys are cool. We're cool. Everything's cool." And I felt a weight off my shoulders when they laid me off, because if they hadn't laid me off, who knows, I might have stayed there for 2-3 more years, because the bonuses and the paychecks kept getting bigger and bigger. And you say to yourself, I'm going to quit my job and pursue my dreams. I just need 1 more year. I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to pursue my dreams and take chances and start my business. I just need 2 more years to save up this much money. And then 2 more years rolls around, and you wake up and you're 45 years old and you've got 3 kids and a wife, and you're not quitting that job. You can't take that risk anymore. So I was relieved that they cut me, because I don't know if I would have had the guts to quit myself that quickly. So they laid me off, and I was going to go and I was going to raise this fund. And last minute, I completely chickened out on raising this fund because, and now again, hindsight being 2020, it's kind of laughable to think about it, but I at the time was not sure that I would be able to deploy the capital quickly enough into enough distressed opportunities.
Wow.
Yeah. And the part of me, I think, already was kind of adopting this mentality that I definitely have now, which is before you play with other people's money, you should do things yourself first before you go out and raise $5-10 million. So in hindsight, obviously, I would have been able to deploy that capital very quickly, but I would have been learning on my investor's dime. And philosophically and ethically, I disagree with it now. I didn't necessarily have that mentality back then, but in hindsight, I'm glad that I didn't raise that money, even though I probably would have done tremendously well with it. Because I'm a firm believer that before you start playing with other people's capitals, you need to have some direct experience in the business. You need to have some skin in the game. And at the time, I didn't. I owned some properties passively, but that doesn't count. So instead, they laid me off. It was 2008. I knew that I didn't want another job. I didn't send out a single resume. I knew I wanted to try something else, and I knew I was interested in real estate. So I was 28 years old at the time, moved back to Virginia, moved into my parents' spare bedroom with mom and dad, came full circle. I went from living in a penthouse apartment on the Upper East Side, making $250,000 a year, to living in my dad's spare bedroom.
Living the dream.
It was great. It was great. My mom was a great cook. She did my laundry, but I was fortunate, because I was able to, I was in a position where I could cut my expenses to zero. I didn't have responsibility. I didn't have a family to support. I didn't have student loans. I didn't have debt. I was able to have a completely fresh start and build the kind of business and the kind of life that I should have tried to do straight from college.
Right.